Hi guys, I'm Faustine Pinto from Barbecue Records. Welcome back for a new interview. I'm happy to receive today Artie and Tone from Factory Sound in South Melbourne. In a few words, Factory Sound is one of the largest supplier of professional audiovisual equipment in Australia. Hi guys, how are you?
Good, great. Thanks for having us.
Nice to see you, Faustino.
Thanks for coming, guys. So first, can you tell us about the story behind Factory Sound, when it was established, and how did the brand grow to become the one it is today?
Sure. So the building itself as Factory Sound has been there for quite some time, but we took the keys over in 1992 when it was rehearsal rooms. And Factory Sound, as you saw it when you came in the other day, has been going since 1994. That's when we were incorporated, and we started out as a very small store, basically selling a few microphones and some gaffer tape. And we had 4 rehearsal rooms going where bands would come in, and we had some great bands come through. Big names, yeah. And then we found over the years that the demand for pro audio was getting larger and larger, and we were certainly doing a good job holding the good brands and giving people the service they needed. And before too long, by about 2000, I think, all the rehearsal rooms were gone, and that's the shop that you saw. So 5,000 square feet of just pro audio gear, whether it's mixing consoles, microphones, studio monitors, all sorts of recording gear. That's how long we've been going for.
Yeah, and traditionally, probably at the start when we began, there was not really anything else in any other shops in Australia that did what we were doing. It was musical instrument shops. They might have a couple of speakers on stands that bands might purchase and a couple of microphones, and we really like to think that we start where they all finish with what we can supply. And to be able to walk into a shop anywhere in the world and see the brands and the models and be able to play with those things is a little bit special. And certainly back in the 90s when we started, it was really special. There was nothing else like it, certainly in Australia.
Cool. And you do then supply professional audiovisual equipment for some of the biggest events in Melbourne. What was the craziest setup you've ever had to provide, if any?
Well, we purely sell the gear, so we don't hire any of the gear out. However, because of the people we work with, so some of the more interesting ones might be things like, and you might not see it, but you might watch it on TV, so you might not be there, but for example, Carols by Candlelight, we don't do the PA system for there.
We supply the candles.
However, all those wireless mics would have come from us, and the channel list that's on there is phenomenal. And so, I don't know, another thing, for example, for recording, a band in Australia called The Avalanches, they had a huge record a number of years ago, and every bit of recording gear for that record came from our store as well. So it might have been a compressor, a mic pre, a microphone, another compressor, another mic pre. And so to the average listener, music lover, it might sound like, oh, that's a whole bunch of samples from different records. But what the love that those boys put into that record, everything has gone through a different signal chain until they've got the sound they want in their ears. So yeah, it's amazing different things that we see around that our gear has gone to.
There's also some one-upmanship in customers that need to have something that's better than their neighbour. So there's a few karaoke systems that have been sold that are over $100,000 because people just want to put a room in their house that's better than their neighbour.
Those ones. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
And what are some of the most exciting products you've got in store at the moment?
Well, I'm loving the studio side of things at the moment, and some of the big names and the reissues of things that we would have heard on records in the 60s and 70s. I just love seeing those being available to be able to use and sell again, and the next generation of people being able to do stuff with those. Brands like, I suppose, Universal Audio comes to mind as a rich heritage, SSL, these things that excite me and excite people out there who are in studio land.
Yeah, when you came to the store, it would have been hard not to see all those digital mixing consoles. So there's a huge demand for that, and that's sort of changed the way we've had to bring gear into the store. All those big racks that you saw, back in the old days at live gigs, they're not really required as much anymore. Everything's inside the console, and it's so affordable and so accessible and sounds unbelievable. So whether the brand is Allen and Heath, Digico, Midas, Avid, there are so many, and that's the exciting bit.
Because
for me.
Of the breadth of those digital desks, it's funny to come into the store on a Thursday or Friday. We have lines of different sound guys waiting to use them because they're going to be working on those desks on the weekend at their gigs. So just reminding themselves how to work with them, and that's a service that we love, seeing those people come in and use, yeah.
Just like DJs don't rock up with record crates anymore. Often they're on a USB stick. Same with the sound engineers. They'll roll into the store with their USB, throw it in the console, make sure their show file lines up because they might have used an older model, and they're touring with the same band. Yeah, it's good. It's nice to see.
And I came across your Factory Sound TV, where you have videos of unboxing, product reviews, but you also made some very cool short clip, like product promo short clips. Can you tell us more about all these?
Yeah, well, obviously we've done interviews like you're doing with us.
She's much better.
She is better than we are, yeah. However, the product demonstration videos, all the ones we were seeing around the world, they looked a bit dry, a little bit boring. So we thought we'd put some music to it, make it interesting. So for a 1.5 minute clip, we still get all the information out there, but really any excuse to put some lippy and a frock on, it suits me. It also gives us the chance to showcase some of the skills of the people who work at Factory Sound. So we produce all the music, we write all the words to other people's songs. We get to mix the music down. We get to show off the various things we do. And it's good fun. It's actually a really good way to let off a bit of steam at the end of the working week too. It's good fun. Good team building.
And you also, Factory Sound has a service like installation and project service. Can you tell us what it is exactly, and if you're working on a project of that kind at the moment?
Well, it's a big side of what we do, and with the number of different resellers of gear, what we pride ourselves on is the knowledge that our staff have, and also to be able to install that appropriately well for the end user customers. So it's a really important part of what we do, having a professional installation arm that's not a third party thing to Factory Sound, not people that we just hire in. They're always part of our team. There's some big things that we are doing at the moment that we're not allowed to talk about, actually.
So I could give you some examples.
One word: NASA.
So for an example of where that's useful, so I'll give you 3 examples. We're very into pro audio. We love it. More so than playing musical instruments or listening to music. We love the gear, we love the specs, but some people, they're not interested, but they have to use it. So it might be a school needs an auditorium with speakers in it. So that's what we go and do. But some of the more interesting ones might be, for instance, the jazz club in Melbourne, that way, Bird's Basement. We fitted that out with their sound system, which is very, very good sounding, and also their video system so that they could stream some of the concerts coming through there. So that's an interesting example of some of the things we do. Or, boring ones like the paging system at Flinders Street Station, their automated messaging that needs to happen. So it's not very exciting, but people need pro audio everywhere. Yeah.
Well, anything else that you want to say? A last word for this interview?
Can we move up to the rooftop? It's really nice up here.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for the nice chat. Thank you all for watching. You can find Factory Sound online and in South Melbourne. All information is displaying now on your screen. I'll see you all soon for a new interview. Stay tuned, take care, and have fun.